Well, welcome back to the Friends of Zeus podcast. This is episode, let me see if I remember this time, 46.
That is correct.
Wow.
We're down to three. Three dads yakking.
Yeah, the three dads yakking.
Jack says he's going to be here, man. I'm checking the.
So, look for us
Another
on
yakking dad on the way.
Oh my God. Look for us on Facebook at the Friends of Zeus podcast, on the Giants Jack YouTube channel, Friends of Zeus podcast. And I've made no progress on Spotify. I will, though. I'm out of school now. Got my bachelor's in nursing. Hoorah.
Oh,
sweet, dude.
Yeah. You know what kind of nursing?
Congratulations.
I'm not gonna say.
Let's
see here. I've had a busy couple weeks. I went back to my job for reasons that I had to depart for a while. That worked out well. Then, about a week and a half ago, I got the Rona. As you can see, I'm kicking.
Fully vaxxed. I mean, we just to be clear, because people watch us, they probably think that we're all anti-vaxxers and
no, I got the
fully vaxxed, boosted.
I did not get the booster.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay,
but because I'm a big fat mess with diabetes, I did get the monoclonal antibodies.
Nice.
So I think I'm pretty safe for a little while. Little fatigue. I don't see what everybody's complaining about. No, I'm just kidding. My whole family got it, so it was actually kind of a relief. And once I found out I had it, because it was like, cool, now I don't have to like wear the mask in the house and do all.
You can get it again though.
Yeah, but you can't get it while you got it.
I don't know.
Well, okay, I'm gonna take that risk. But yeah, I'm feeling okay.
Triple COVID.
Still a little fatigued at times. Like there was a period where because I was the only one that was healthy-ish, so I was going out, and taking care of stuff. And
super spreader.
Were you able to find out who gave it to you so you can place blame on them?
Oh, we know who gave it to me. They've been trying to kill me for years.
Well, it's important to place blame for,
No, and here's the funny thing. Tom disagrees, but so I get this email, this text from like the Department of Health about something called a Sarah alert. Did you look at it?
Yeah.
It's like tracking you. I was like, no, thanks. I'm not going to be doing that. Because it even had ZA51, my initials and my age. I was like, this is weird.
Oh, that was the ZA part.
Yeah.
Okay, because you sent that.
In 51. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. This feels like a passport. I didn't like.
Well, if you have your county, well, I don't know about all counties, but I know of somebody who had their son tested positive, and of course they're on break right now. But they were notified that their other two kids were not allowed to go back to school until they tested positive. And the wife has a job with the county, and she was told not to come into work. So through one test, the county went through and nixed 3 other members of the family from either going to school or going to work. I thought that, when you were talking about invasion of privacy, Zeus, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Here's the weird thing about it. You know what? I'm going to play it smart and not talk about something that'll have to get taken off. So there's nothing weird about it.
So what are we talking
the prequels
about tonight?
Are as good as all the other films. That's what Zeus was going to get into.
We'll talk about it after the show. So it looks like Jack's.
Well,
in limbo.
Can I say something? There is no after the show. This is the final episode of the entire season of Friends of Zeus. So you got to get it out because it's going to be next year before we have another episode.
So
Jack's looking like Nostradamus right there.
Oh yeah,
no doubt.
I like the black background.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, man.
So,
it's very what do you call the dark web?
The dark web.
The dark web.
Nostra. What was that? Nostra. Oh yeah.
All right, so Tom, you had some ideas for this show. Why don't you tell us what we got in store?
Well, seeing that it's the end of 2021, I figured we'd kind of just take a look back, do some reflecting on the year, what we thought was the best of the year, the worst of the year, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then we'll, towards the end of the show, we'll make some predictions for 2022, and we'll tell you what our resolutions for next year are. But we're going to start off with a review of 2021. If you want me to go first, I've put mine together as kind of like the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I thought the good from 2021, my one good thing that I look back on with a positive light was and this will sound funny, but all the billionaires going into outer space. Okay. To me, that's kind of like the one like inspirational, positive thing that you can look at and say, wow, man, we're actually moving forward. Society is doing well. This is good, because it's kind of like taking us into a new era of space exploration and space travel and all of that. It's something to look forward to.
Here's the thing, though. I was talking to Mike from Florida, and that was all filmed in a studio in Burbank. If you look at the shadows, where the sun would have been at the time, it's facing.
Let me ask you this, though. Have you ever actually seen Mike from Florida?
It's a valid point.
No, you've never seen his face, have you?
No, I think he works for the FBI.
I think
he's the man in the shadows.
Yeah,
he tried the good work we're doing.
No, he was one of the guys that tried to kidnap Governor Whitmer.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
or put the other people up
was
for
a
it.
Lee Harvey Oswald reference.
Okay, so that's my good.
Oh no! That was the guy that he shot. Who is it that he shot at before? The general. Wasn't that Whitmer?
No.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Next.
the bad, real quick, I'll give you my good, bad, and the ugly. My bad is the withdrawal from Afghanistan. Obviously, it's probably one of the most horrible times, not only of this year, but in modern history. And then the ugly was the Capital Riot back in January. Completely
I was going to go
senseless and stupid. And
we have talked about all these on past episodes. I know as far as Afghanistan, we did Saigon 2.0, and didn't we do a second one after that?
Yeah, I think we did 2 or 3 on Afghanistan.
Jason.
There he comes.
Daddy.
There he is.
Daddy.
He's looking quite angelic tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's got the
Nice shirt.
Got a halo.
Daddy, do you hear us?
Daddy, do you hear me?
All right. So what else?
guys.
hello.
He reminds me. Remember that episode of The Simpsons where Mr. Burns was visiting the aliens or something? That's what he kind of looks like. Anyway, so that's my good and bad, the ugly of 2021.
All right.
Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. I've got a more extensive list, but so my best things of the year, I can't believe you didn't say this, Tom. I'm so disappointed in you, is the show. It's been great for me. I mean, it's been cathartic. Like, we get a lot out. Even as I've said before, even if we don't get that big, that's fine, because I've just been enjoying the hell out of this. So that's a big one. My job, despite some of the things that have happened recent, is just, it gives me a great deal of satisfaction. Mike visiting Max as Santa was hilarious. That was one of my favorite things. Getting the Xbox Series X, and I'm gonna steal some of Jason's thunder, because we can't say how great the year has been if we don't at least mention Henry Cavill at least once.
Don't worry,
All right.
we can mention him 2 or 3 times.
Oh, goody. Worst things of the year. Biden. Sorry, Mike. Stole your thunder.
Wasn't on my list.
The attack on language is driving me nuts. The attack on our civil liberties, all these little rights that are being taken away, slowly just chipping away. And I'm just gonna say, in general, December this year has fucking sucked, and I'm gonna skip December next year. This has been a bad December, a really bad December, the worst December I've ever been through.
There's always next year, Zeus.
Oh well, yeah, I'm not gonna be around for December. I'm gonna just skip right to January. Done with it.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, well, yeah, December was rough. That was probably one of the worst things this year. But yeah. And ugly, I'd have to go with Afghanistan. That was one of the things I was thinking about too. The whole bailout, the Saigon 2.0 thing just still fires me up. But that falls under Biden. A lot of these fall under Biden. But I'm good.
Biden.
I don't hate the guy. I just don't think he's a great leader.
I hate him.
Yeah.
Kind of knew you'd say that.
Like,
all right, who's next?
like viscerally. Yeah.
All
I'll
right.
go. So some duplicates here. I had a tie for good.
Henry Cavill?
No, that would be a triple. But so the good was the Friends of Zeus podcast, because it's just been a blast, guys. It really has been. I really look forward to it. It's fun looking back. And I get a lot of excitement about wondering if people I know from work will stumble upon it, and then I'll have uncomfortable silences at work and things like that. So it's been good. And then that's tied with the launching of the Webb telescope, which I am a total bandwagoner. You know, it's not, I mean, I read about this thing years ago, but this thing's going to be awesome next year.
What is this?
The Webb telescope.
What's that?
That they just launched. So basically, you know, the Hubble Space Telescope. This thing is like way beyond that. So the Hubble orbited about 300 miles up above Earth and looked out. This thing's going to be 1 million miles from Earth, and it's going to orbit the sun. It's not going to orbit the Earth. And so basically, if anything goes wrong with it, we really aren't going to be able to do anything. But it's so powerful. So the Hubble telescope's mirror was about 7 or 8 feet in diameter. This thing is about 21 feet in diameter, and it's there again. A lot of this is theoretical. We won't know till June, because that's when the first pictures will start coming in. They just launched it like last week on Christmas. But anyway, it can see so far. Theoretically, it's going to be able to see back to almost the beginning of the universe, because it will be able to see almost to the edge of the universe, because the light from the Big Bang, it's theoretically going to be able to pick that up, which is just, it's mind blowing. You got to break out.
It'd be great if there's just some alien.
But anyway, we're gonna learn a lot. I mean, it's going to be a game changer. So the tie between those two things,
wait. I'm no scientific genius, but
you're not even a genius.
What is it? If you put like a large glass that close to the sun, aren't you asking for trouble?
Well, so it's not.
I mean, you can really burn a lot of ants with that.
It's 1 million miles from Earth, but it's going to be in a solar orbit. It's not going to be in a Earth orbit.
But they're gonna flip it around and point it at the Earth like kids do with ants and just zap people.
Wait, is it going around the sun, or you're talking about it's out past like Pluto going around the sun?
No. It's 1 million miles from the Earth, which is about 4 times further than the moon. So the moon's about 250,000 miles from the Earth. This is 4 times further away from us than the moon, but it's going to be in a solar orbit, not an Earth orbit. It's going to be orbiting the sun with the Earth. It's like which is amazing. I mean, it's just the technology is crazy.
Yeah, we're getting look.
So, and then the bad is, and I got to figure this out, but I owe Zeus, I think I owe Zeus $100 because Biden's still in office. We had a bet at the beginning of the year that he wouldn't make it through Halloween. So that sucks.
Wow.
I got to pay him
You
off.
can
on
go
that.
double or nothing.
That's enticing. Yeah. We may have to
I'm
parlay
fine
it.
with because I'll put in one caveat. If he dies, that doesn't count.
No, that doesn't count. I would
Or
agree.
some
That
medical
doesn't count.
thing that takes him out. But if he
Yeah.
ousted,
That wasn't the intent.
if he's ousted, I'll take the double or nothing because they can't do that. They'll prop him up like Weekend at Bernie's for the next 4 years if at all.
Yeah, I'm not even thinking about impeach. I think his own party will take him out. But
No, but if he steps down, it'll be under the guise of, oh, I've got some medical issues.
Yeah, you know what? I'll just take the 100.
no, it would have to be death. Like death doesn't count, but anything else would count because we
Because you're
can't
not going to be able to verify.
verify.
Because he's
that.
got health problems right now. That
No, guys, I'm going to take the cash. I'll take
Okay.
Yeah.
Cash out.
No,
Okay, so that's really bad. And then for the ugly, I had Afghanistan as well because it's just horrible.
It's just the one that really resonates, man.
And didn't we do like 3 episodes? I
We
think
did.
it wasn't 2, it was
that
3.
big.
I think we
Yeah,
did
that's what I
3
thought.
episodes in a row on that. So
And it
anyway,
was- Jason is probably unprepared, so
I could make something up.
what's
We
the
never
good,
do
bad,
that.
and the ugly this year for you?
Well, good obviously has to be the midlife crisis man bun.
Yeah, but you've had
mean-
that for like 16 years.
No, I've never had a man bun. This is the year of the man bun, and
you got to turn
I
sideways.
think
I
I think
can't- yeah, we
I'm
can't
rocking
see
it.
Oh yeah,
oh,
man.
there it is.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting there. I'm gonna start smoking weed and liking. I'm going to start going to protests. I'm going to start all kinds
You're
of
gonna
stuff.
turn into Mike, is what you're saying.
Right.
It's not starting to go to protests. It's starting protests. That's the
There you go.
fine line.
I'm just going to start protesting arbitrary things
Just
out in
everything,
public.
man. Just be
Why
in the
is
grocery
everything-
store aisle.
And everything is racist. That's just whatever it is, no matter what happens. It's I'm going to boil it down to racism.
And why is it that everything you buy at the store is something 99? Drives me fucking nuts.
It's gasoline, man.
It's a crime.
Did you know that man buns are a symbol of white supremacy?
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean,
100%.
absolutely. I mean, beards too.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's kind of a Viking thing, so I obviously support pillaging and raping and stealing, and I mean just all the classics.
Misogynistic and
Clearly, you know,
racist.
a better time when
You know
brutality
why?
ruled.
You know why Jason brought up Vikings? Because he got the Oculus and he's got a game with Vikings in it. where-
Okay, hang on a second.
Vikings.
Well, hold on. Let me. All right. So I don't know if any of you have experienced VR before, but it's pretty
Yeah.
gnarly.
It is.
And just like any video game where you would kill an enemy and then continue to shoot their dead body just out of entertainment, just to see what's going on. Now you've got a sword, and in order to do that, you are literally standing over a dead body, hacking at it. It's kind of perverse
With the goggles on.
with the goggles on, but it's right there. You're
Gotta get
cutting their
video of
throat,
that.
and then you're like, this doesn't feel quite right. But at the same time, there's something primal there that's like, I win.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
harkens back
It does.
to a
It's-
previous
I
era.
I think I feel something awakening in me. So let's just hope it doesn't go too far.
Good thing this show's remote.
Yes,
That
I was gonna
sounds
say.
bad.
Note to self: do not invite Jason over to my house. Okay, yes. For a podcast.
What's your
No, that's
ugly?
all. I haven't tried that yet, but because frankly, it kind of frightens me. Just the whole idea of it, the VR stuff. But I don't know.
Yeah, like when Gumby Facebook leader announced his whole Meta universe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was worrisome, disconcerting, but I think it's going to happen because
Oh yeah. 100%.
it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Can we talk about, we haven't really talked about Facebook, but just a quick aside. And I know Mike thinks Facebook is super evil. Let me tell you something. You're on Facebook. Their algorithms they're really evil. So I was like watching one video, and you know how you can see like the stuff below that when you're going to scroll. So I'm watching the one video. If you stay on one video long enough, the video below that changes to match the subject matter of what you're currently watching. So while you're watching one thing, it's like updating the stuff below that. It's because it's going to feed you more of the same. It's just, no, never mind. It's
I'm gonna channel Mike from Florida again and say that he's a reptilian, Zuckerberg. If you watch, his eyes blink right to left, not up and down. I'm just saying, you gotta pay attention. There you go, like this.
Yeah, he's not human.
He's got a human suit.
Yep. So what's your ugly, Jason?
Oh, the ugly. It's just got to be the entire media establishment and the damage they have done over the past year or two is just everything that has been said is absurd. I actually the only thing I almost went with a good for Biden, not because he's done anything good, but it's kind of showing the limits of society's absurdity and patience with how extreme things are gotten. Hopefully. So
just wait for Kamala.
Yeah, I think
nobody likes her.
It can't happen.
I think a lot of people's eyes have been opened for sure, because Biden is just so horrible.
So
that,
here's
even people that don't normally pay attention are like, whoa, wait a minute, you know?
So here's my thing on that. I don't want it to destroy the Democratic Party. I want it to realign both parties. I'd like to see, because, you know, how I grew up, you know, the Democratic Party, the ideals. What?
Did you say? I thought you were going to say the demonic party, but
no, I was going to say democracy. The Democratic Party, the ideals were strong. Like in the 90s, Democratic Party was kind of where we were comfortable. But I just want to see it get the shift go back more center. I don't want the destruction of it, obviously. I would like to see there be more, I hate to say this, I want to see it be more binary, more one side is this, one side is that. Back to the way it was.
It's not the same party.
Huh?
Yeah.
It's changed. I mean, talk about it's like wearing the suit of the Democratic Party, but it's really
right. I
the
know.
Lizard Party.
Right.
It's like trying to regain your virginity, Zeus. It's not going to happen, man. That ship has sailed. It's got to be something else.
I may actually be able to do that.
Wait, if you have a trans operation, aren't you a virgin all over again?
Oh no, because that shit's been wrecked.
Okay, moving right along.
It's never been more destroyed by anybody in your life. So Jack, what are your good, bads, and uglies?
Well, you guys kind of ran through just about everything in 2021. Like I had jotted down January 6th. I jotted down Joe Biden. I jotted down the media. Ugly was clearly Afghanistan. I mean, that was just absurd to watch, with the people jumping off the airplane, falling off the airplane, and
so sad.
And the fact that we still have Americans over there, which doesn't seem to be talked about very much.
Seems un-American.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, not supposed to talk about that, Jack. We're gonna get this video banned.
I'm sick of COVID. I think I might have it because I feel like garbage, which is terrible. I'm sick of hearing about it. I don't care if I have it or not. honestly, it's a cold. It's just a bad cold at this point, which I think is a good thing. That might be in the good category if it phases out going into next year, which I think it will. I thought I can't get over what's going on with the shipping and with inflation. I think that people are really, really hurting. I just think 2021 was more bad and ugly than good. Like I was trying to think about something in the news that was good. And it's something that we covered, and it had to be the verdict in the Rittenhouse trial. Because that stood for the Second Amendment and the concept of self-defense. If that kid got hung up, you're fucked no matter what happens to you, even if you're legally armed.
I'd like to addend to that and say that
Afghanistan obviously was terrible. I mean, go ahead, Zeus.
I was just gonna say that the Ahmaud Arbery, how that turned out was pretty good as well. I like that there was parody that not PARODY, but parody, that there was justice served on both sides, because I think those guys actually should have gotten worse, but at least the effort was made. That's kind of what Jason was saying. Jason is actually as negative as we can be in some of our personal conversations. He's actually been kind of a shining light on this, that things are starting to swing back the other way. And I'm actually the one that's been like, okay, well, I'm listening. But I mean, yeah, I think that was a sign that there are still some good people out there that are making right decisions. It did my heart good, because I was thinking way back with the George Floyd, and I'm not going to get into whether he was a criminal or all these other things about him, but I always felt like the Ahmaud Arbery was, if we're going to have a movement, that's the one that you go behind more than the other situation. The other situation was bad for other reasons. I mean, you want to talk about something that was racist, the Ahmaud Arbery was. It was 3 people. It was posse fucking mentality. They went and did shit. They were judge, jury, and literally executioner. It was a fucking horrible thing. So I like that they got what was coming to them. But that's just me.
It's been the year of the trial in 2021. So it's the Chauvin trial, Rittenhouse trial, Kim Potter, Ahmaud Arbery, and there was one more big one. I forget. What am I forgetting?
Well, we just had Maxwell, but we didn't get
Ghislaine Max. Yeah, she got convicted. So it's like convictions across the board except for Rittenhouse.
Right.
And that was in.
And also, despite the media's efforts, when Rittenhouse got acquitted, even though they tried to make it about race, there were no riots that I recall after he got acquitted. I mean, were there?
I don't think so.
Believe so.
No,
I think
no.
I think a lot of it.
I think people saw through the bullshit, that this was nothing to do with anything racial at all. Not even haphazardly. If one of the 3 guys had been black, you know what I mean?
Well, a lot of people thought they were. I mean, the thing that
they did. That's what I said. The media.
A lot of people thought Jacob Blake. What was Jacob Blake? Was that his name? A lot of people thought he was dead, and that's why they were having the riots. They thought he was dead. I had an argument with somebody about this, and I was like, well, I mean, are you mad because this all started because of Jacob? I baited him, but I said, are you mad because Jacob Blake died and there was no justice? And he was like, yeah. And I said, he didn't die, dude. He's alive.
Right.
And it's a good, if you're going to bait somebody on one, that's the one you do it with. Because really, there's still people right now, I guarantee you, that think that guy's dead.
I think
never mind the fact that it was a justifiable shooting and the cops got exonerated based on what the guy was doing.
Yeah, he was going for a knife. But I think the big takeaway from Rittenhouse, looking at it now, is if it wasn't for the fact, and if it wasn't for the fact that someone was recording that, he'd be in jail right now.
Yeah.
And it's citizen journalism. It's, since our media is so completely corrupt and horrible and non-existent as a media, it's
Maybe
the
we're
people
gonna-
out there. It's the people out there that are like taking it on their own to record things. And it's the same thing, you know, like back when the Wuhan virus started in China. You know, the only word that we were getting that you could trust were citizen journalists that were like, you know, doing reporting on the ground. And again,
Right.
I'll say this again, most of them young, most of these people in their 20s, man. These are people that just, maybe they want clicks, maybe they're trying to build their social media thing, maybe their
Care.
heart's in the right place and they want to be journalists. I don't know what it is, but if Rittenhouse, if that video didn't exist, he'd be in jail right now.
You know,
Totally.
maybe these millennials
Period.
aren't going to be so bad. Maybe we gotta give them a chance. Gotta
think it's
adjust
good.
their principles. They gotta, you know, when we were in our 20s and moving up through that, we were outraged at a lot of stuff, and I think the world in some ways is better. Of course, in some ways it's worse. But we've discussed this before, that our age and our experience have a lot to do with our perspective on how things are now. We are now our parents who didn't like, you know, to pull a Jack Joe, people with long hair on their lawns. You know what I mean? We've got our own things that if we were to stop and really think about it, we probably wouldn't really be as opposed to some things. I can't think of anything offhand, but our perspective is different. We come from a different time, and maybe these millennials, they got the means, they got the intelligence, they got the soapbox, they got the best soapbox ever, better than we ever had, to really get thoughts out there, and they know how to do it. Like, we're all pretty savvy, but these kids coming out, my kid is constantly showing me new stuff on the computers and telling me how we should do the show and stuff. And some of the stuff I'm like, that's nonsense. Writing it down. Okay, maybe I sounds good. But so, you know, maybe there's hope. Maybe it goes back to what Dana said about, you know, it's like childbirth. It's painful, it's ugly, there's blood everywhere. But at the end of it all, you got this new beautiful thing that comes out of it, you know.
Right.
For our parents, it was probably, you know, Vietnam. For us, it was probably
COVID.
I was going to go more with like Cold War kind of.
I got you.
You know
Yeah,
what I
no,
mean? Where
had it
things
pretty
stopped
good.
being so fearful, you know. So
Yeah.
maybe these kids will get it right, and we're in charge of that, you know. We gotta you know, do our best to keep them straight, give them a smack in the back of the head every once in a while.
Right.
Does anybody, because I was going to say Rittenhouse was my person of the year because of all that positive. It's a victory against the media and a victory against race baiting and the Second Amendment and common sense. Does anybody else have a different person of the year?
I mean, not positive ones.
Jason,
The worst, do you have a worst person?
you know
of
who
the
I'm
year?
thinking of.
Somebody perhaps British.
Yes.
Oh,
A symbol of American freedom.
Looks amazing, glistening with sweat or seawater, really any fluid.
Even drunk.
You fluid.
Even drunk. Yeah. I think I know who you mean.
I have some of my other notes. I have a biggest surprise of the year was the Glen Youngkin victory in the election, because that kind of, I think that caught a lot of people off guard, and it kind of turned everything on edge in terms of the feeling that, okay, this is real. I mean, people are really recognizing what's going on with this woke nonsense, and things are going to change soon, probably in the 2022 midterms.
If I may addend to that, I don't want it to be a pummel. Again, it kind of goes back to, I don't want anybody pummeled. I think the best thing that we can do, and I'm so nonpartisan at this point, I think the best thing we can do, because I think we've all changed our, maybe not changed our views, but come more towards a center within our group. And we're all feeling a little bit disenfranchised and angry and all. But I think if we can do one thing, and that is to not, like, with people around us, be like, nana nana boo boo, you were an idiot and you believe this and blah blah blah. If we can just be like, it
think
Well,
happened.
it's a
anyone does that.
surprise. When I say it's
Yeah.
a surprise, I mean, it's a surprise for everybody. I
No,
mean,
no,
the
no, I'm saying-
Democrats
I'm saying
should
this is a
take
good
it as
thing.
a wake-up call as well. I mean, I'm not necessarily
No,
taking
no.
a side, but that was
I'm
a
not
big
implying
surprise.
that. What I'm saying is people tend to when they're in the winner's seat, they tend to jump down the throats of the people that they were arguing with before. And I'm saying this in more like a metaphysical way. And I just hope that we, people of our ilk, are able to, like, just take it gracefully and let things go on their own. Because when we do get ugly with stuff, that's when it just degrades, and then it loses the impact that it should have. And this guy, I haven't watched the last episode. I know that I've been busy with the plague. So I haven't watched it yet, but from everything Tom was telling me about this Youngkin, he kind of reminds me of like one of the guys I like the most. Now I'm drawing a blank. Ran with Palin.
Rand Paul.
No. McCain.
John
Oh,
McCain.
He reminds
Yeah.
me of McCain, where he's like going against his own party when he feels it's right. I always liked McCain. I always thought he was just a good guy. And I really wish he would have gotten president. But this guy sounds like him. And if he goes for it, I think he's already got my vote. I like somebody that rustles the feathers of the club that they're in, tries to make changes. We shall see, though.
Cool.
all right. Any other of the year nominations, surprises, worst, best movie of the year?
Ooh,
There haven't been very many good movies.
There haven't been many.
I really want to see Spider-Man. Everybody's saying it's great. No,
Yeah,
but I
I
will
want to
tell
see-
you, if you guys get a chance to watch Hawkeye on Disney, it was really good. It was very good, actually.
Okay, cool.
I think Loki was my Disney show of the year.
Was Falcon and the Winter Soldier this year? Because
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with
I
that.
think so, but it wasn't as good as Loki though.
Hawkeye is going to be my one. You got to watch it. Hawkeye was the best one this year. Even better. I liked Falcon and Winter Soldier before Loki, but Hawkeye was really good. There was no wokeness to it. There was none of that going on. Maybe one episode there's a little bit, but overall it was really good. The behind the scenes villain at the end of it will blow your mind.
Oh, cool.
It was a good series. It was a really good series.
Awesome. I think
Oh.
I think Boba Fett drops tonight, doesn't it?
Yes, I'll be watching it when I go home.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that one. Maybe I'll wait to watch it with the kid. Oh, so how are your Christmases with your kids?
Pretty good.
What? What? Why a thumbs down?
Why was it bad?
I did not get to visit them.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
See, here's the odd one on that. I am with my children all the time, and if they would have said, we're going to go away for Christmas Day so you can have some quiet, I've been like, okay. So absence does make the heart grow fonder.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
about your little one, Mike?
No, it was great. It was fantastic. Yeah, it's a good Christmas, man.
Tom?
Very nice. Very nice.
And I know Jason got the same toy as your kid.
What?
Didn't your kid get an Oculus?
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah, he's
Hey. Can I friend your son?
I have a no man bun policy.
Done. It's gone. I'm gonna
Jason,
friend all over him.
Jason and I were talking about inappropriate virtual reality games earlier.
you're gonna see him, man. Any new
Yeah.
technology.
he's
Serial
asking me to
killer.
buy. It is really cool. You guys have to try the VR. But
Jason was
he's
raving
asking me to
about it.
buy. There's a game called, I think it's called Super Hot. Have you tried that one?
Sounds good.
There's a free demo of it. You should try it. But it's basically kind of like what you like grab a gun. There's like these red guys that are like attacking you, and you like punch them in the face. And then they give you a gun. You grab the gun. You can like shoot them. But it's kind of like, it reminds me. It's a thing
Tom's
where
making the movements like he's been playing it.
I have played where only when you move, then they like start walking towards you. If you freeze, they freeze. So it's kind of like that sort of thing. And it's really scary because you'll like turn around and there'll be one like right up next to you. It's cool.
I'll be right back, guys.
Is this?
I do have a TV show of the year.
Yep.
I was gonna nominate Mayor of Easttown. I don't know if you guys got a chance.
Mayor
to
of
see that.
Easttown.
Mayor of Easttown. It's got Kate Winslet in it. It's like a short mini. It's like 6 episodes, I think.
Is that on
I think it
Netflix
was-
or?
I think it's HBO.
Yeah, I want to say HBO, but you can
Yeah.
find it somewhere, I'm sure. But it's really good.
Is that Jeremy Renner's in that?
No.
Or is that
I
another
don't
one?
think so. Kate Winslet was the star.
Kate Winslet.
It's kind of like a murder mystery. But it's pretty good.
Yeah, Jeremy Renner's in something, but I saw it today advertised, and I can't think
He's
of
in
the
the
name.
Hawkeye, right? Isn't
No,
that
no,
Hawkeye?
no. But he's in some cop drama miniseries or something that Mike's talking
okay.
about. I can't think of the name of it though. Damn it! It's supposed to be very good. Yeah, you'd have to Google it. Just Google Jeremy Renner new show. You know, I can't think of the name.
I've been watching a
Any
lot of
other-
documentaries, like, and there's a million good ones, man. I would say, I mean, the Chappelle episode or the Chappelle special, the closer, that was nice. I mean, all his specials are great.
Yeah.
There's a documentary on, I think it's on Netflix, called The Wonderful. It's like about the space. It's about the astronauts that have gone to the space station, which it sounds kind of dry, but it's beautifully shot. And it's really enlightening. Just, you know, they interview these people who want to be astronauts their whole life, and they finally get to go up there, and they just talk about like the practical things about, you know, launching in a spaceship and going up to the space station. And the stories that are harrowing are when they're coming back, like in the Soyuz capsule, where, you know, because the space shuttle doesn't go up there anymore, obviously. So they get in this capsule, and like 2 hours later, they're sitting in the, you know, eastern Siberia, like on the ground, but just the violence of this thing falling through the atmosphere, you know, and you're in your little cramped thing. And they have footage from inside this thing, and people talk. Anyway, whatever. It's a great documentary if you have a chance to watch it. It's out now. It's really cool.
Cool.
I was going back looking at a lot of the news stories from the year. I mean, there were things that happened that it's funny how the news cycles work, and you just forget. Like, remember the Surfside, Florida, the condo
Yeah.
collapse? I'd like completely block that out of my mind.
That's a good point, Tom. I forgot about that too. And the footage of it, they had the footage from the security camera from the building next door. And I mean, just the stories where people were like, yeah, I started hearing these weird sounds, and we went down and left the building. Like, there were people that left, like, you know, 20 minutes before it came down.
Oh, are we
Yeah.
talking about that building in Miami that?
Surfside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Just talking about how things kind of came and went that you might have forgotten about already. That happened this year.
Yeah, it's been you know,
Like when Canada like took over Maine and stuff. Do you guys remember that? They like marched in, and
Slipped my
I
mind.
almost forgot all about that.
Stephen King's gonna be pissed.
Hold on.
So does anybody have any do we want to do predictions first and then resolutions, or
I got some predictions.
Predictions. Let's do predictions.
Time for a Nostradamus. If you'll all kind of like gather around, stare intently into my crystal balls, and I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen in 2022. All
Wow.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Number one is it's China. It's all about China. China.
China.
That's
I
what
can't
she
say
said.
it like he says it. China.
China.
But China's going to make a move, and I think it's going to be in conjunction with
Like
what you
this
were
kind of
talking
move?
about. They might do. They're just going to dance right over into Taiwan. They're going to make a Congo line and go across the Straits of China. But I think it's going to be in conjunction with Biden. So Biden's going to falter. He'll get sick or something. There'll be a transition, and that's when they're going to make their move, because it's going to be a weak point for the U.S. And I think they're going to try to do it in as soft as a way as possible, meaning they're not going to start bombs and tanks. It's just going to be some kind of a soft takeover where they'll assume control of Taiwan, and then there'll be like a temporary kind of a pushback, maybe like some embargoes or economic something, but that'll pass eventually, and then they'll
Harsh
have
words.
Taiwan. But that's my big prediction for 2022.
I agree. I just don't know if it's going to be in 2022. I've been reading up on this stuff a little bit more with Taiwan, which is kind of it's a lot more involved than of course it's a lot more involved than I first thought, because I don't know anything about it, but it was a lot more involved than I thought. And the fact is, Taiwan is not Hong Kong. Taiwan has a modern military, and it pales in size to China's. However, if China were just to walk in there and take it over, Taiwan would inflict serious casualties on China, or has the capability of doing that themselves without anyone helping. And I never knew that. So China has to weigh that cost and the cost, and not just the human life cost on their end, but also losing the support of their people if they start having body bags coming back from Taiwan. So
Right.
I do think
That's why I think they're angling for some sort of not a
less
war.
confrontational. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think,
some kind of way to diplomatically get them to agree to come back into China, something like
they're
that.
playing the long game. Yeah. And I mean, by running all these, the reason I started reading about this was, China's been running all these like military plane or fighter jet sorties and bomber sorties and stuff into Taiwanese airspace, which Taiwan is obliged to counter, the scramble jets and like go up and blah blah blah. So they're applying a lot of stress, a lot of psychological stress, a lot of resource stress. I mean, fuel, getting people, getting the planes, chase them around, da 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 da. I just think it's a longer game. Actually, one of my predictions was Taiwan is relatively quiet, but the Ukrainian-Russian situation escalates.
What if they use are they trying to trick Taiwan? This is an old trick, but you keep flying over, get a little bit closer until Taiwan fires the first shot.
Yes, absolutely.
And then they can move in.
Then,
well, hey, they shot at us, so we're moving in now.
Correct.
Just
Yeah.
Like
for
an
our own safety.
Asian Lexington and Concord.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's all of that. I mean, Taiwan is not an enormous military, but there are enough of one that, China's not just going to walk in there. I never thought of it that way.
They'll go partisan. Everybody will have a gun. Yeah, I kind of see where you're going with this.
And the people of Taiwan are vehemently against Beijing. So this isn't a situation. I mean, this is not a situation
They
where
armed?
there's a lot of what? Taiwan?
Population, are civilians are they allowed to own?
We should
firearms?
check that. I don't know. That's a good question.
This
They probably
may-
are, would be my guess.
They
I'm
should
gonna-
be.
I'm going to piggyback on what you said there, little Mike, and say that I remember I was saying that maybe there's going to be something that's so inspirational, that wall of people walking towards the overwhelming odds. the sacrifice that they'll put forth that will, I said this many times, and it'll inspire people. I mean, one can hope.
The other thing with Taiwan is they have relationships with, Taiwan, Vietnam, Japan, these countries, they're pretty tight because they're all like the smaller fish in China's, pond. And they have different allegiances. They have allegiances towards each other. Australia is a big ally of Taiwan. So
Let's leave Australia out of this. They're a fucking mess right now.
I'm just saying, it's even if it's
Because
not
of why?
just, it's not
Because
just
of
up
China.
because of China. I'm just saying it's not just up to the United States. I mean, even if the United States was like, we're not getting involved, there's plenty of people that would want to come to Taiwan's
It
defense.
could be an inspirational thing.
Mhm.
Hasn't Xi Jinping or whatever the Chinese national strategy, haven't they pretty much said that they want a larger unified China, including Taiwan, by like
Yes.
2045 or 35?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, they're
Yeah.
not, I don't think they're going to stop. It's just a question of,
How they
my
do it.
only thing with Tom is the timing. I don't know if it's going to be 2022, but I agree with Tom 100%.
Well,
on
what if
everything else.
something does happen to Biden? Do you think that would be sufficient cause to trigger a
No, actually, I think that
invasion or?
No,
I would
I
actually
think if
stun
something
things.
doesn't happen to Biden, I think it's more provocative having Biden in there, to be honest with you, because I think anyone else would be better, because he's so mealy mouthed, and he's so a weak leader.
Quit.
His
fawning
presence is provocative. Him being president is provocative right now.
My prediction is I'm gonna just go off of what Mike said. I'm predicting over the next year, well-organized, perfectly timed marches through our major cities.
By who?
Okay.
What?
Protesting what?
Oh no, military.
Oh, military.
Our military or
Well,
No, actually,
I'll-
yeah, I was just joking, but I did write that down because I thought it was funny. What I do predict is COVID is they're gonna have to find a new toy to play with us, because I do think Epsilon, is it Epsilon?
It's G. They
Omicron.
just skipped over G.
Omicron,
and went to
Omicron. I think
it should have been
Omicron-
G though. Or
I'm hoping they get
Pi.
the Z and then they can have the Zeus version. That'd be cool. But I think that this little social experiment is done. They're gonna have to find something new.
I think Omicron's going to destroy it. I mean, if it stays the way it is, where everyone's getting it, while we were on this podcast, I got a text from a big meeting I had tomorrow that got canceled because too many people are calling out from being COVID positive. I mean, it's like I said, in 2 weeks, it's now I'm up to like maybe 100 people. I mean, this is like
I've had
work, school that have it, but it's fairly benign. So I think it's going to burn through. And I think
This is
once
how
we get through
plagues
this
end.
phase and everyone looks around and dust clears and it's not the apocalypse,
I
think
I
that's
don't know
going
if
to
I
be
said it on the show, but I've said it a few times. This is how plagues end. The food source goes away because to dumb it down a little, I mean, the virus wants to live. So it doesn't want to kill what is feeding it in whatever fashion you want to call it. But I think if you think of it in a sense of it's a sentient thing in some weird way, it's trying to adapt like we're trying to adapt. It's like some fine middle ground where
Problem is, are we the only ones that know this? I mean, because there are places like New York, they're shutting down,
Oh, I know.
schools are closing. You can't
ridiculous.
move around the city without a passport. They're acting like this is the old March 2020 version of the virus. They don't seem
I
to
mean,
understand what we know.
well, here's the
Who-
thing. The one that I got most likely was the Delta variant, because the only one that they have the monoclonal antibodies for is Delta. But the doctor told me that if it was on, what's it called again? Omicron?
Omicron. yeah.
Omicron.
Yeah. If it was that one, he said that the monoclonal antibodies wouldn't work. I'd
But
just.
that's just, I mean, that's guesswork because, I mean, it could have just went away because it's a very mild form of the virus anyway.
We went from in the company I work for, we've had projects shut down. We've had crews that got it. We've had clients that have gotten it where we can't get in their house, just like this one for tomorrow. Our office shut down today for the foreseeable future. I mean, we've been open since last October, I think is when we opened back up, October of 20. So it's moving fast, man. One of our owners, our VP, they all have, I mean, it's just like everywhere, man. And like 2 weeks ago, no one had it.
It's like wildfire. But
Yeah.
how about this? How about if we put as much effort into, as we've been putting into this coronavirus, if we would put the same amount of effort into cancer, getting everybody to stop smoking, just publicize it everywhere, and into heart disease, getting everybody to eat right and exercise. If we put and it would bring down diabetes.
Well,
If we put
yeah.
this much effort into those things, I mean, think of what we could do. I mean, we're spending
about
all of our
just-
time.
How about if we just took all that effort and put it into treating each other kindly?
that'll never
Everything
happen.
everything else
Hippie.
would come into play.
Yeah. No.
No.
Why don't you kiss my ass?
Well, I think Tom,
How
I think-
can I? You're all
I think-
ass.
I think using the precedent of vaccine mandates, Tom, we could get people to stop smoking. We have mandatory
Mandate, yeah.
hand amputations, and everyone gets a feeding tube. It's their lips sewn shut, feeding tube from the government. It's healthy diet, and I think we'll be good.
Or do like a human centipede and just feed the first guy healthy food. And
We'll finally
there you
achieve
go.
utopia.
Don't make the show all hot now, Tom.
Please let me be behind Henry Cavill.
Oh, please let me be in front of him.
Jeez. In the future, they're gonna watch this and be like, "We got to find out who this Henry Cavill guy was."
I so hope I run into him one day. Oh my goodness.
Again and again and again and again.
The thing that's so
All right.
hilarious is it's just so, I don't know, man. It's just like so off the rails with Cavill, man. It's fantastic.
all right. Any other?
I've
Who else has a prediction for 2021?
Alien contact.
I mean,
I just gotta throw it
2022.
out there. Yeah, I gotta throw it out there.
Got
That
it.
we'll have some kind of alien contact.
Yeah,
Seems
that
like a
would be
good idea.
nice.
Contact.
And if I
Zuckerberg?
may add, if the aliens are Henry Cavill, I will take the anal probe. Thank you.
See, we're right back at it. Where'd
Man.
Jack go, by the way?
He was sick.
Oh, okay.
Oh, poor guy.
I told him to go get tested. There's a virus out there.
Oh, copy that.
What about so we're doing good. We're doing good on time. What about resolutions?
Yeah, man.
I guess I'll start since I brought it up.
You're gonna quit smoking.
I don't smoke. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna get my certification work. It's just this another next level. I haven't said it yet, so I'll be like a straight up certified psych nurse. So that'll be like, I mean, right now I'm working in psych, but I'm not certified. It's like an expertise. That's one thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna decide.
Isn't it non-binary up?
Huh?
Non-binary up, not straight up.
That's
The
offensive.
preferred nomenclature.
That's offensive.
Okay.
It's
sorry.
what is it? Cess. I can't remember the word. I hate
Watch it. There's little ears, dude.
I didn't say anything bad. Yeah, I want to do that. I want to get fit. I want to get a gym membership, something like that. And then
It's not
my
gonna
last
happen.
one. I want to,
It's not gonna happen, dude. Come on. We need real resolutions. You are not joining a gym.
It's
I'll
just
bet
a
you 100
resolution. It's not real.
I mean, I'll contribute. Look, you got $100 coming your way. Put it towards the gym. Come on.
I want to figure out if I'm gonna, because I don't know, Jason. Jason, you all know, but for the sake of the show, I don't know if we're recording. I got my bachelor's. That was a good thing in December.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And then I want to just, for now, I'm gonna hold off on school no matter what for a year. But do want to take a class, either like creative writing or comedy workshop or guitar lessons, just something that expands me a little. I like singing, so maybe the guitar lessons, but
funny.
something like that. I just want to do something that's just me centric, you know, just to get better at something I wasn't good at before.
That's one of mine. I've picked up my guitar and I've been working on it a little bit.
Sweet.
So.
Well, my thing is I've got this ridiculously great guitar. It's called a Taylor 720. Like, it's like the only guitar you can buy and it actually goes up in value. It sounds amazing, and I've never really learned to play it, and it's kind of an insult to the guitar, if that makes any sense. It's like if you watch enough of these guys on like the acoustic shows like MTV and all that, back when they used to do them, they almost always have a Taylor. It's the guitar. So who else has a resolution? Well, what was your exact resolution? Oh, you said guitar, Tom?
That was one of them. I'll come back around.
Yeah, I'll go next because Tom's got to go last. I'd say I'm starting a new job on the 18th of January. And
why'd you get fired?
I didn't get fired. And I kind of sought this company out a lot, and I think it's a very good opportunity, and it's like all the stuff that I've been like bitching about with companies I've been working for over the years. This one's got it figured out, and they're huge. They're like one of the biggest full service remodelers in the whole country. But it's just a great fit. Like I'm psyched to get started there. So I'm looking to kick butt there. And then another instrument thing, which I didn't even think about till Zeus mentioned the guitar, but I got my daughter it's like a electronic piano, like a keyboard, but it doesn't have all kinds of crazy things in it. It's meant to just be a piano. Like the key feel is like piano-y and all that stuff. And the reason I got it for her was on her Kindle, she's got this there's like one of these apps that's like a little keyboard thing. And on her own, without any prompting, she just started playing it. And she can like play whole songs and stuff. So Santa brought the keyboard, and so I'm working with her like lessons and stuff like that and learning it myself. So looking forward to that. We can do that.
Did you learn to play it with that tie that we saw in the picture that you showed us a few episodes back?
No.
Keyboard tie.
No, I don't. No, not without the tie.
Okay.
So, but it's cool because it's a instrument, and it's something I can do with her that she digs. So it's a fun time.
Tom's kids are performing behind.
They're so distracting me right now.
They're testing the gravitational field in the basement.
Oh, wait, I got to tell you guys a quick story, and then we'll get Jason's resolution. So tonight, my little one, we all know my little one, right?
Oh, yeah.
He suddenly goes, ah. He was choking on a piece of candy, right?
That's frightening.
Right. There's comedy here, though. First of all, I froze. The wife took care of it. Got him on the back. He spit it out, right? And he goes, I was eating 2 of them. And we're like, where's the other one? Look on the floor. We're all looking for it.
It went down.
Like, did he swallow it? Is it in his lungs? Like, what happened? He goes,
what?
He had the other one in his cheek. He didn't want to give it up.
He gummed it.
She made him spit it out just on principle. But he was like, I already lost one.
Don't people do that at your work, Zeus? When you give medication, do they like put it under the tongue or cheek it and spit it out later or anything like that?
Oh yeah, that happens all the time. We
Yeah.
make them show us like the inside, pull their lips down on it. But it was just so funny because we're like, "What happened to the other piece of candy?" He's like, "I got it right here." I'm not that scared of it.
Yeah.
But so
That's
that
awesome.
was funny. So Jason, what resolutions do you have?
Probably number one, not have kids.
Well, let's not go
That
down
would
that.
be the most important thing.
Yep.
Does Cavill have kids?
No.
That's a
Probably.
good question.
He's probably got several he doesn't. I'll bet you he walks into gas stations and gets laid.
Yeah, I can't imagine he doesn't have 38.
So, Tom,
That's
Well, that seems like an achievable goal, Tom or Jason.
it's possible.
Right.
Yeah, it's possible.
actually,
You have
Jason,
some-
we're all hoping you don't have children.
You would
That's
know.
that's our resolution as well. Hey, did you like those
That's-
uranium underwear I sent you?
Very warm, very
Yes,
cozy.
yes,
Yeah.
irradiating. So, Tom, what
What
is
else?
your resolution, buddy?
Well, I've got a poignant resolution for us as a group, I think. So not only, I mean, obviously the obvious one is continued success with the Friends of Zeus podcast into 2022. But what I would like, we've all got our own things we're working on, and so this starts with me, but I need to get a little bit in better shape as we're all getting to that age. And I know Mike's a little bit younger than us, as he always likes to point out.
Well, Jason's even younger though.
But we're getting to that point. We need to take care and with things like coronavirus around, we need to take care of ourselves. So let's make a pledge, all of us as a resolution. It's all at least, let's try to like drop 15 pounds, start eating better, 10 or 15 pounds, start eating better, start getting out, doing some walking, exercise, whatever you can do. It's just so that we're all still here by the
Yeah.
end of 2022 and for many, many years to come. That's my wish, is that we do that. And maybe as a group, we can kind of cheer each other on
Here,
to
here.
do that.
Listen, I want to keep doing this as long as we can. This has been so much fun for me. Like just in general, like it's like Mike said earlier, like getting on the show, and it's become far more effortless. Like we're finding easier topics to discuss. We're thinking a little ahead. We're having less things that we have to go, oh shit, we gotta, get rid of that. I still feel very strongly that one day we are going to hit it. And like I said, I don't have to make money from this. I'd like to get to a point where we got more reactions from people, ideas of what to talk about, more guests, maybe get somebody that's of note besides Jason. But this has been a really good, except for December, because December sucked. It's been a really good year for this. Like I said, I finished school. The job's going well. Kids are healthy when they're not choking. It's been good. What I would like to do is get together, us as a group locally. I know Jack can't do it, but I would like us to do a live something, maybe outdoors, or we can always come here.
While we're walking,
What's that?
while we are walking.
Yeah,
or something?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. I'm not even being funny.
And what I like most in the next year is for Mike to get that other brand new hip that he needs.
Thanks, man.
You're our tiny Tim.
You could. Do you want to contribute $100 to it?
Cash. How about if we make it out of the ladder that you have on my balcony?
Oh shoot! I gotta get that from you, man. I gotta get that back. So I will say, I mean, to Zeus and Tom's point, it is good once in a while to look at something and kind of be grateful and have some like little bit of pride in it. A lot of people start podcasts and they last like 3 or 4 episodes or 10 episodes, and I really want to do this. Like, I don't want to miss one, no matter what we're talking about. And I enjoy my time talking to you guys very much. I look forward to it during the week. And we don't even have that many people watching, and it doesn't even matter because it's like we're watching it. And to Zeus's point, I know, I mean, it would be great, but to me that would just be icing on the cake because I'm already enjoying it quite.
Yeah, I got
quite a
no
lot.
intention of stopping.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as we can, I'm gonna.
No matter how many times people say no, you just never stop.
I just really, I really have
Never stop.
Yeah, no filter.
No means yes.
And we're entering our second season. I mean, it's not a
You
year
guys were
anniversary yet.
asking for it, wearing what you were wearing.
I'm just saying it's been
And-
pretty. We've already missed. We haven't missed that much, right? This is episode
I haven't missed a week.
46. We started in March.
I missed 2, and one of them was because I got the plague.
Well, individually, we've all
Individually, we've
missed
missed
one
some.
here or there, but
Yeah.
as a group, we haven't missed a week. And if there's anybody that's watching and you want to come on the show as a guest, you got a topic you want to talk about or whatever, hey, we're open.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We're also hiring for creative content directors and illustrators and editors and directors and lighting technicians. So you can submit your resume.
Yeah.
Do we have somebody that can work a movie projector?
Yeah, maybe.
We need
Is there
like
a VR
hairstylists,
expert here?
hairstylists for the man buns and things like
If you want to
that.
make any
Don't need 'em.
political parlay bets or over/under bets, we're game for that too.
And if you know Henry Cavill, for the love of God,
Have them on the show.
How hilarious would it be if the first person of note that we get on this is him because he saw it and he's a nerd? Because here's what Tom and Mike don't have the appreciation that we have for the glorious Henry Cavill, but he's like a nerd from way back.
he's a proper gaming nerd.
He wants to do every video game movie he can. He everything about him is nerd. Since they're probably not gonna have him do Superman, now he wants to do Captain Britain and go to Marvel. He just wants to do nerd stuff all the time. And he's so damn handsome.
Yeah, I think that
And
may be
probably-
the part that will keep him from coming on. I think that part may keep him from coming
I don't
on.
know. All jokes.
Maybe.
I mean, yes, I don't think
Does
he's ever
that
gonna be on the show,
disqualify him from the show?
But
No, I'm saying he may feel uncomfortable going on. That's
I
all I'm
think-
saying.
But Jason, I think, will back me up on this. He has this. I think he has this sense of humor that he would get it.
Then great, man. Hey, man, I'll call him.
We've been having. I'm not going to say any of them are great anymore because they're all great. But this one was fun. I liked us hitting on a little bit of everything, ending with some positivity. And Tom, I couldn't agree more. I just want us all to be healthy, and Jason maybe a little less healthy, just so we can poke him.
Catch up. Yeah.
But outside of that, it's been a great year hanging out with you guys every Tuesday. This time Wednesday, but doing this has been enlightening. I think it even translates sometimes outside of here where you're having conversations and something that came up here you bring out into the world. It's been a good thing. It's been a good thing. It's been educational and fun, and I don't want to stop. I do want to get more guests, but that can be the show's resolution for the next years. We got to do something to move us to
Get some new blood in here.
huh?
Get some new blood in here.
Yeah, well, I wonder what happened with Mike, because Mike's kind of I didn't see last week's episode, but I did like the whole him going, I'm on my podcast right now.
Yes.
It was fantastic.
It's my new
Well,
catchphrase.
plus
I'm on my podcast.
it rang like 9 times too. It was like, I'm like, what the heck? He's like,
Jason knows
I
my
can't talk. I can't. I'm on my podcast right now. Which here's the funny part. And when I was rewatching this, the implied thing is that whoever he was talking to on the phone knows that he is on a podcast, like that he has a podcast that he is on, right? I'm on my podcast. Like, so it's been talked about and viewed. It
Like
wasn't
that he
just like
says
some,
my podcast.
That was
I'm on my
the-
podcast, man. Come
It's
on.
my
This
podcast.
is the Friends of Mike show. Yeah,
Fantastic.
Jason met him at my graduation a few years back for when I got my associates. Yeah, he's a blast. That guy is so much fun.
Awesome.
We need to all, like I said, we need to all, that should be a second resolution. We need to all get together, not even for the show, just to have fun, drink a few beers.
I still like the camping idea. We need to do like
Yeah,
a campground.
I like the camping idea.
We gotta get Darcy back on.
Well, there's other campsites as well.
We need Darcy's campsite.
Oh boy.
Oh gosh.
So anyway, what does Jack say?
I think we've been on long enough, guys.
Boys,
Boys.
All right.
Wow.
happy New Year, everybody.
Happy
New Year.
Hey, I think we can all do one resounding fuck you 2021.
Ba-da-boom.
There we go.
Ba-da-ba-boom.